I can't believe in myself even now that I am his wife. Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Akatsuki no Yona, chapter 191.5. I guess this is, and I guess it's an extra chapter. I wonder who it's about. But yeah, during the last chapters, they were telling us the story of Young Hee and Yuhon's, I guess, love story. They were so adorable and cute and like hot. I don't know, I loved it. And well, on the Swan side of things, they were basically explaining what his deal was. That he's a direct descendant of the Crimson Dragon. And then they said that Yona was actually like the reincarnated Crimson Dragon King, which is like two completely different things. And that this sickness only affects the people that were direct descendants of the Crimson Dragon King, and probably that's what killed the Crimson Dragon King. And then there was this theory about the dragons giving him that sickness so that they can recall him to them or something or other like that. I don't know. But yeah. And then the others are wondering if Yuna knew about it, and then Swan is like, no, she doesn't. And that's when she found the memoirs of Yoon Hee that was telling basically her story and about how she met Swan's father and everything. So yeah, before we get into this chapter, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/FairlyMini, and I'll start this chapter, and here we go.
In case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Let's get some tea before we go home. Hello. Welcome. What the heck kind of extra chapter is this? The story of a princess and her private car driven from the castle. Modern day. Oh, okay. I don't have them. Zeno. Sheena. Oh my gosh. Look at Sheena with glasses. Oh my goodness. I smell curry. Didn't you learn this before? Probably, but I forgot all of it as soon as the exam ended. I so relate to that. Because it's like, when you're in school and especially when you're studying a particular subject that you don't particularly care about, and you just sort of like memorize a whole bunch of stuff so you can get through the exam, and after the exam is done, it's like, psh, you forget. I so identify with that. You know, today I met somebody super cool. I told you, I'm thinking, so wait. And handsome, just like a prince from a shoujo manga. What is that thing? What do I think that's gonna be so on? He went so on. Oh, not him. Then he guesses none. Then how on earth are you so calm? What if this becomes Yuna's second love? Then perhaps the beautiful shoujo manga prince is me? No. I mean, you're beautiful, but no. How shameless, you're 25 years old. You're not talking about how pretty. I knew it. I'm like, Kija's the only one that's missing. Hold on now, think about it. His face is like he's saying his personality is like something out of shoujo manga. Did I hear my name? Yo, Hack, are you here? Swan! Nope. Okay. Or is that was it Amane? Or like the girl he was supposedly betrothed to from the Wind Tribe? Do you have your key? I forgot mine today. Yeah, Yami. Okay. You know, Amane. Thank you. You're welcome. You were trying to act all cool and teacher, but you couldn't solve it. Shut up and go home. What's wrong, Yona? I'm going to study hard at home. Hey, Hack. Can you try working my head really hard? Oh my goodness. What? I can't take it. I don't know. Smoke is fine. No, it's not. Why am I being pressured into hitting your head? I guess she wants the basically like the complicity or whatever. The closeness that's between him and Ayame. But yeah, yeah, back. Was that wrong? I have no idea. By the way, who was that shoujo manga prince you mentioned this now? We were talking about Koren. Who's this Koren? Oh, hi. Oh, what do I keep forgetting her name? Who's Koren? Koren. I feel like I know the name, but okay, now back to the real story. A castle where the voice of the gods reverberates. Yoni, aren't you uncomfortable? Is there anything you want? No. If there's something, just tell me. Sure. It's been 3 months since I married Lo Yuhon and moved into the Crimson Dragon Castle. 3 months? Which means what? 3 months? I want you no matter what. Come with me. Aww. This being too grave a decision for me to make alone, I had Mom and Lo Yuhon meet. Seeing Lo Yuhon and the inevitability that implied she mustered her resolve and revealed the secret of our clan. Only he, as well as any children born to her, might end up having the crimson illness. Might end up, so it's not always the case. His Majesty Junan probably will not grant his permission to your marrying the daughter of such a family. Lo Yuhon signed to listen for a long time, but in short, it's okay if nobody knows, right? I don't care in the least whether that story is true or not, and I don't plan on looking into it. Still, she might not live long. You can be certain of that, though. I don't know when I'm gonna die either. There isn't a single reason for me to give up on Yoongi. It's those Shinto priests that are an eyesore. They've been telling me to use the shrine for the wedding ceremony. But if there's one place I'm definitely not going to use, it's that shrine. As it is, those priests bow to divine oracles and have gone so far as meddling in the government affairs. The old men and ill take their mumbo jumbo seriously. When I become king, I'll change the ways of the shrine. I'm making Hyuri your bodyguard. Hyuri? Huh. That's the dude with the crazy eyes that was following you and I and everything. I just said crazy and then he's like, this guy's crazy strong, so be at ease. Who's that? Are you alright? Or would that be... Iksu! I'm like, oh my goodness, Iksu. Because he was also like part of the priest thingy or whatever. He was a priest, right? Oh my gosh, it's been so long. And of course he's tripping. Where is it? Wait a second. Is this Yona's mother? I'm an apprentice maiden at the service of the shrine. My name is Kashi. This kid is an apprentice priest, Iksu. I wonder. I don't know. Kashi, let's write your name down first, because I feel like you might. It is Kashi. I was about to write Kashi down, and then I looked at my notes, and I'm like, Lady Kashi. Parenthesis, Yona's mom. It is her mom. I can't believe in myself even now that I am his wife. I'm a little shocked that Lord Johan chose someone like you. I know it's quite a mismatch. That's not what I mean. It's because Lord Johan dislikes the shrine. I thought he had turned away from the faith in the Crimson Dragon King. Wait. Does she know? But if he hasn't, we might be able to reach a compromise. What? Why did she say that? Where has this conversation? Yeah, I know. I know. Why has it gone? Hello, Miss Yoni. Taking a walk. If you receive your blessing at the shrine, everlasting happiness will be bestowed upon you. Well, Yuhon doesn't want that. Could it possibly be that my little brother does not even plan to have his wedding at the shrine? That's about it. How about we pay a visit to the shrine? Yuhon's not gonna like that. Forgive me, High Priest, I'm a little tardy today. The Crimson Dragon King is tolerant and Priest ill. I understand why Lord Yuhon hates the shrine. This is a place where the High Priest looks down on the royal family as they bow their heads. Ah. Huh. He probably knows that she's a descendant. I have to read this police quick. Priest. It's the first time I feel something like this. Could you perhaps... What the heck? What the heck? Monopolize her blood for yourself? What does that even mean? Hmm. Probably because he knows she's the apprentice to whatever. Oh, what the frick? Little kids, what happened to your face? He probably went to go see Yona. You know, it just now, it is just now clicking in my mind. Like I've read when Yon he said that was Lady Yuguni from the Fire Tribe, but it didn't really click in my mind until now. And then I'm like, oh yeah, we did meet Lady Yuguni before, and she said that she knew Yona's mother. You know, I'm like, girl, you're so slow sometimes. Hmm. Okay. What's up with that? Why is she? Did she somehow feel that he was gonna be someone important in her life or something or other like that? Like since she was sort of like an apprentice priestess or something or other like that, and they listened to the voice of the gods or something or other like that. I don't know what the. Today nothing bad will happen, huh? What did she say? Start the sickness. Oh, I'm gonna stop here. So I feel like if I keep continuing, I'm not gonna stop for a long while. Sorry if I'm not speaking throughout all this, but it's like I'm so focused on the story because I feel like we've been following Akatsuki no Yona for such a long time, but we don't really know what happened in the past that propelled all these characters on this journey. And I feel like these chapters are giving us that backstory. So it's like there's still to a whole lot of stuff that's gonna happen, because they gave the father Junam, right? That was the father's name. Yeah, he, instead of Yohon being the king, he gave the kingship to King Il. So that still needs to play out. That's why I'm like, let me stop here because I feel like that's gonna be many chapters, and I don't want to start that story and then not finish it in one go, you know. So yeah, bruh. I was saying during the last chapter how much I loved Yoongi and Yuhon, and yes, I love their love story, but it's like this chapter is just, it went such a completely different way. I don't know. Okay. After that chapter ended, Yoni says that the mother came, Yuhan wanted to marry her, so she had to bring the mother in. The mother told Yuhan about their story, how they were descendants of the Crimson Dragon King, and how all that their people tried to overthrow, I guess, the royal family, and they basically got I'm not about to say expelled, but it didn't work out, and then they went into hiding, and they were hiding their heritage, I guess, since then. And he was worried that if people knew who they were, then they maybe, I don't know, they were gonna be wiped out. I don't know, something or other. So Johan is like, okay, so if nobody knows, then you're okay, right? I'm not gonna tell anybody. I want to marry your daughter. So he married her, and Yuan was, excuse me. Yuhan and Yoni were talking about how, well, Yuhan was telling Yoni about how he hated that whole temple thing, and that once he becomes king, he was gonna basically dismantle that. And Yoni was working in the garden, oh, Iksu! You just see this little boys that drop from the floor, and someone was like, don't run or you're gonna fall or something or other like that. And then they're I'm like, I knew this kid was gonna be someone that we knew, I just didn't know who it was gonna be. It's Iksu. Oh my goodness, these characters are so interconnected. So it was Iksu and Kashi, Yona's mother. When Kashi saw Yonhee, she knew that she had the Crimson Dragon blood in her, because they started talking about how, Yohan's, I guess, disdain of the religion and whatnot, and then the conversation went from some other place to her being the bridge between, the Crimson Dragon King, her being the bridge between Yuhon and Il and the priest and everything. And Yonhee was like, why did this conversation just switch like that? And I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, okay, does she know, that she's from the same bloodline? And then Il came in there and he convinced her to come to the temple, and they were like, oh yeah, Yuhon and Yonhee were talking about getting married at the shrine, and he's like, he doesn't want to get married there. And then it was like, you have to get married there, because if you don't, you're not going to get the blessings of the gods, and the kingdom is not going to be prosperous or something or other like that. I don't know. So he brought her to the temple, and then the current priest, high priest, showed up, and Yonhee was like, now I know why Yuhon hates this temple thing. That is the one place where the high priest would be looking down on the royalty, like he was up there, and then you see Il bowing his head to him. So it's like the high priest is basically putting himself over the royal family, which Yuhon does not like that. So she understood in that particular moment, when she seen that scene play out, why Yuhon hates that. And then the priest sees her, and he feels it too. He knows that she has the dragon. She's a descendant of the Crimson Dragon King. And Yonhee tried to play it off. And that's when Yonhee came in. Yuhon came in. Shall I these names? Yuhon came in. And he was trying to, when Il was trying to tell him that, and he tried to play it off, and they was trying to get Yonhee away from the temple. And that's when Il realized that Yuhon knew. And then the conversation just went from, so while you were mocking me for venerating the gods and everything like that, you were trying to keep the blood to yourself or something or other like that. I don't know, the way he said it, he made it weird. Like, I don't know, that the way that he phrased that statement, it just made me feel like Il was obsessed with obtaining like the blood of the, like, I don't know, with the dragon blood, Crimson Dragon King bloodline. Like, he wanted that for himself. That's how he felt. He felt, I don't know, like, just weird and nasty. I don't know. I didn't like that, the way he said it. And then Yoni is like, sometimes later after that, the priests were killed. Or he said that they forced their way onto, I guess, the place where her family was. And after that, Yuhon got mad and then he killed them all. He burned them. I'm like, okay. Yoni felt guilty about it, and she asked, I don't know, servant or something or other like that, about Iksu and Kashi, and the person was like, they're probably also dead. Then she decided to go back to her village, and then she learns that her mother killed herself. I'm like, what? And then that's when the rest of her family members or whatever, her people, told her that when the high priest came, he was just so, he apologized for what their bloodline has went through, for the sickness that they are afflicted with. Like, he was so happy he basically gave meaning, I guess, to their existence, because they've been keeping their existence a secret. And the fact that this high priest came and was just so apologetic to them and was so glad to see them all alive and well and everything, and then he gets killed because of that. And then she was crying, and Yuhon came in, and he's like, what happened? And she's like, my mother died. And he was like, I'm gonna go figure out what happened. And he's like, don't cry. So in that particular moment, she felt like it was because of her. The fact that she's a descendant of the Crimson Dragon King, and now that the priest knew and everything, that's why Yuhon killed them. So he felt like it was her fault that all those people were killed. But then you also see, you have this one side of Yuhon where he is just like, I would say evil. I don't know. He's like, there's two sides to him. The sides where when he's like a war person, he just kills people nonchalant, and then there's the side that's so sweet to her and everything. So it's like, I don't know, man. And then sometime later, they hear that Il got married, is getting married or something or other. to somebody. He doesn't want to have like a big wedding because the person that he's marrying has a scar and he doesn't want people to see that. And then, little Swan was he born then? I feel like he was born. Yeah, he was born. And they said that he's so intelligent in everything. Like we already know that about him. So they hear that Il was gonna marry this this person, and Yuhon is like, okay, I'm gonna give my support, I guess. I feel like after, oh yeah, I forgot to even to mention, he punched, Yuhon punched Il when he mentioned that keeping the blood and whatnot to himself. I'm like, that's not when he said that. I'm like, I felt creepy about it, but then I'm like, that's not why he's keeping her. He loves her. He doesn't want anything to happen to her. He's trying to keep her safe and everything, trying to keep her secret safe and all of that. And he hates your religion and stuff. So it's like, it didn't have anything to do with the bloodline and whatnot. But okay, after that and after the burning of the priests and everything, they weren't really on speaking terms, So Yuhon is like, I'm gonna give my blessings, of course. Il gets married to Kashi. At this particular moment, we don't know that it's Kashi. Well, I know, of course, but Yonhi doesn't know. So they were working in the garden or something, and then I think she fell, or did someone run into her? I don't know. And she sat down, and someone like brought a fan. It was like to fan her, was gonna fan her, and then that's when I saw the scars. And Kashi basically revealed herself because Yonhi didn't recognize her at first. So she basically tells her that they were, they knew each other, and then that's when she realized that it was Kashi. And Il showed up and he's like taking her away, and Yonhi and Il didn't really have contact. So when she saw Il, she was trying to apologize to him for what happened, but Il didn't want to hear any of it. He's like, just leave us alone. I'm happy. And then they left. And then they heard that not they heard, but they learned that Il had a daughter, Yona, and she had red hair. Soon, of course, wanted to see the baby, so he sneaked into her room. Hold on a second. So he sneaked into her room and like she was like, her hair was really fluffy, and she petted her hair, and then that's when Il came in to just drag them out of the room or something or other like that. And then Il brought the Swan to Yonhi, and it's like he senses that there's something wrong or something with the child and something or other like that. And Yonhi was like, so I guess the mistrust that he had for his brother was like basically translated to Suwon being mistrusted and everything. And Yonhi tried to apologize to Suwon about that, but she said that she felt like it didn't really faze Suwon. So yeah. And then there was the point where Lady Iguni was there with Kashi, and after they talked, she came to I guess say hi to Yonhi, and she apologized for basically ignoring her for a while now or something or other like that. And then she tells Yonhi about how Kashi said something about Yona when she was born, about her having these red, this blue, green, and white and yellow protectors or something or other like that. Basically, the dragons. So when she said that, it picked up her curiosity. So she went and asked Kashi. And Kashi's like, don't matter. It was just some kind of delusion or something or other like that. But then, in the meanwhile, whatever, Suwon is up there in the tree with Hack. They just met Hack and they brought him along. They climbed trees and stuff. And then the mom is like, get down from there, all that. And they meet Yona. And someone immediately went to her because he hasn't seen her. I think he hasn't seen her ever since he was pulled out of the room. He's like, oh, you are so grown up now and everything. And they basically sort of like became friends because Hack is like, okay, there's a cat in the trees. Do you guys want to see? So they went off. They were about to go off and go play with the cat. And then Kashi just reacted. She saw Hack and she just like grabbed him and then turned around, just looked at him to protect you. And I'm like, can she see the future? Clearly she can. She said so. She said she can see everybody's future except her own. And Yonhee also said that when she looked at Yona in her eyes and she was reminded of the Crimson Dragon King and all that. And then after the kids went off to play, that's when Yonhee and Kashi were having this discussion, and Yonhee asked her if she was happy. She said that Il said she was happy, but he said that he was happy. And then he asked her if she was happy. And then, what was her answer? I think she said something about being glad that she gave birth to Yona or something or other like that. I don't know. She said that Il was the one that saved her. And then when he saw, like, when he was saving her or something or other like that, she saw basically the future of, Yona and everything. And then she's the one that asked him to marry her, and then he's gonna get his wish or something or other like that. And then I'm like, see, that's what I'm saying. That I feel like Il is obsessed with he's so obsessed with the Crimson Dragon King that he wants that for himself. And that's why when Yuhon came in, he was about to bring Yonhee away, and he's like, you want to keep the blood to yourself or something or other like that. The way he said that, I feel like that was his wish. That wish he had the descendant of the Crimson Dragon King in his hands or something or other like that. So when she said that she was able to give that to Il, that means he said he was happy before Yona was born, meaning that she told him that he was gonna get what his wish, which is Yona, the reincarnation of the Crimson Dragon King. He was gonna get that wish, and that's why he said he was happy. So it's not really like a love match between these two. Like, I don't feel like that. That's what it was. It was basically a marriage of convenience, because you have Kashi that can see the future, that can hear the voice of the gods and everything. And she knows that if she gets married to Il, if she produces a child for Il, it's going to be the reincarnation of the Crimson Dragon King, which is, that's what her religion is all about. And then you have Il that's obsessed with, having that in his family, in his hands and whatnot. So he was able to give that to him. So theirs was a marriage of convenience, while Yonhee and Yuhon is like a love match. And then once Yona was born, he didn't want Suwon anywhere near her. I don't know.
they've been playing. Ever since we've met King Il, ever since the start of this show, he's always been portrayed as this kind person that doesn't like war and everything. But then I'm like, this also like creepy side of him that I'm not liking as I'm reading these chapters. So I don't know. There's something weird about it. And Kashi basically revealed to Yonhee that Yona was the reincarnation of the Crimson Dragon King and everything. And then she started feeling the headaches, which means that the sickness was taking hold of her. And she was praying, I guess, to the gods that Suwon was going to be spared the sickness. And then when Kashi said that Yona was the reincarnation of the Crimson Dragon King, that basically made her existence and the existence of the Crimson Dragon King's bloodline moot, because they've always believed, since they were descendants of the Crimson Dragon King, that if the Crimson Dragon King was going to be reborn in this world, it's going to be from their bloodline. And then it turns out that it's not. So it's like, why have we been protecting ourselves all this time? Why, like, they've been dying off of this sickness and trying to protect their bloodline for such a long time because he was the descendant of the Crimson Dragon King. Then it turns out the reincarnation version of him was like from another bloodline, not from theirs. So it's like, why are we here? I feel bad for them, man. Like, I do. Like, I feel bad for them. It's like they have this illness that they have to deal with. Like, why are they here? So, yeah, the sickness activated in her. For 2 years now, she didn't tell Yuhon. She's praying that it doesn't happen to soon, but we know that it will. That it does. And when she was praying to the gods, I think she had like a nightmare or something or other, like about Il telling her that, so you pray when it's convenient to you, but then you were okay with Yuhon basically burning the priests and all that. So yeah, and then Yuhon heard this news about King Chunam being ill and that he was gonna die or something or other like that. I feel like now I know now why. Even though I haven't read the chapters yet, I can probably deduce the reason why the kingdom went to Il, because he had the descendant of the Crimson Dragon King in his family. Yona was the reincarnation of the Crimson Dragon King, and King Il and Trinam were always in with the priests and everything in the shrine. They go to pray every day, I guess, to the shrine and everything like that. So of course they were not okay with what Yuhon did when he burned the priest. And now that I'm pretty sure Trinam knows that Yona is the reincarnation of the Crimson Dragon King, of course he's gonna give the kingdom to Il. That makes sense to me. The question is how is Yuhon gonna react? Like, I guess we will see how those scenes are gonna play out in the next chapters. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/filmmini. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye. This is one of the longest talks that I've had about a reaction ever. Iksu! I'm
I'm like, oh my goodness, Iksu.